Hello everybody, this is Stephen House and this is Full Time Devils and this is your MUFC Transfer Daily. Hello everybody, hope you're all having a great new year so far. Manchester United face West Ham tonight as well, so make sure to keep it locked to Full Time Devils. We'll be live just before kick-off with the team news. Make sure you join us for all that lot and give this video a like if you're just arriving here. We're going to be doing these every morning now on YouTube and on Facebook. I think Adam's review tomorrow, so hopefully you're going to be joining us at 8 AM every day to get your comments in. And if you're not joining us at 8 AM to get your comments in, then you can always watch this on demand later on. But let's get straight into it then. So the first one that we've got to talk about today is Griezmann. There's lots of talk on Griezmann, a hell of a lot of talk on Griezmann. And the big thing that people are saying about Griezmann at the moment is that he's going to be joining us. We're going to activate his release fee, which is around about 91 million. And we're also looking potentially, this is according to the Times, we're also going to be bringing Saul Niguez into the mix as well, which is absolutely crazy to think. Another 145 million. This looks like it's going to happen in the summer. Nobody's suggesting that this is going to happen in the winter transfer window. This looks like a big deal. Our big signings for next summer. Saul Niguez, a tall, athletic, dynamic sort of central midfielder that Jose Mourinho really likes. Griezmann, a potential final piece of the jigsaw, ultimate long-term replacement for Zlatan up front. Totally different style of footballer, but a definite world-class footballer himself. And I think that's something that would be absolutely fantastic for us to be having in the future. 91 million, it is what it is. At the moment, we've just got so much cash flowing around that it doesn't matter. There's that much cash coming into the Premier League, coming into us via sponsors, that it does not matter. Where's the rumour started from Griezmann though? We're not actually quite sure where it's come from. It just sort of seems to be like the known fact that, yeah, United are going to be in for Griezmann next summer. It's sort of, I don't know if it's because he's good mates with Pogba, if he's always been so open and nice and mentioning that, you know, his brother's a big United fan and he's a Beckham fan himself and all the rest of it. Are we putting all those things into place? Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. But I do think it probably is going to happen. It seems like it's all stacks up, doesn't it? Everybody is sort of saying, yeah, this looks like it's about to happen. Nobody's going, no, not at all. Maybe it depends on Champions League, so we'll have to see where we finish in the league. Right, the next one that we've got is Victor Lindelof. Now, Sky sources are saying that we've cooled our interest, that we're not going to be looking to sign him. And obviously, we've already mentioned previously that the form of Smalling and Rojo and Jones and all the rest of it is probably making Jose Mourinho go, actually, not that arsed. It could be down to Vasteras needing a higher share of the fee from Benfica, but ultimately we don't really know what's going on with this deal. Sky sources reckon they've cooled their interest, but who Sky sources at the end of the day? They're not going to reveal, they're not going to tell us. The Express are quoting Ebola, which is a big Portuguese outlet which seems to always have the inside track on what these things are saying, and they're saying that the deal is still very much on to the very end of the month. This looks like it's going to be a long season, long transfer window, as we try and figure out what's going on with this one. Memphis Depay. Danny Blind from the Holland national team has been saying that Memphis needs to leave, and he actually mentions Everton quite heavily, to be honest, in his statement. Let's find his statement, actually. It's interesting. When he was asked about it, he says he needs to go and get in there. He's not a part of the core of the squad at the moment. He needs to be if he wants to play in international football, which is perfectly correct. And what he says is, to Ronald Koeman's Everton, Koeman knows him best. That can make a big difference. Now, obviously, he's going to be in contact with Koeman. He's probably going to be in contact with Memphis himself. So I would take a lot of notice of this. He says it's come to a stage where it might even be hard for him to get into the Everton side. On the wings at Everton, they have players who will be serious competition for him. If those wingers stay, then it will be a piece of cake for Memphis to become it won't be a piece of cake for Memphis to become a regular at Everton. I think that's basically just let the cat out of the bag that Memphis is going to Everton, in all honesty. That looks like it's going to be the one that's going down. Sort of was getting wind of that early in December, back end of November. So there we go. Let's have a look at the next ones that we've got on the list then. So we have got Pepe. Now, there was a little bit of talk of this. Obviously, Pepe worked with Jose Mourinho when he was at Real Madrid. He's also Portuguese. There's talk that this could happen because he's on a free contract in the summer. 33 years of age. Do we have enough crazy centre-halves? I mean, we've got red card merchants in Rojo and Bayer. Do we really need... There's very little in it. I think they might have just linked United in. Said, United ready to make a formal contract offer for Madrid star Pepe when his contract runs out in the summer. That's it. That's all they say. Express Sport understands that Mourinho hoped to steal a match and everyone else by interesting in him, including Tottenham, by making an early offer to bring him to Old Trafford. Now, I don't really get this one at all. And I'd also sort of read quite a few places that he's probably going to be off to China. And with the amount of people that are going to China at the moment, that made a lot of sense. I don't think he'll come to the Premier League at 33 because I think he'll get toasted. I don't think that's a transfer that we should be looking to make happen at all. I really don't. Remember, get your comments in a second. We've got one more, and then we're going to start reading your comments. And the last one that we've got is Joe Riley out on loan. The Express clearly didn't listen to Jose Mourinho when he said Sam Johnson is the only player that he'll be allowing to go out on loan. And they're talking about Joe Riley going on loan. Hang on. Yeah, Sheffield United. I was going to say, did he even mention who he's going out on loan to? So they're talking about him going on loan to Sheffield United as they need cover left back. Well, for starters, he's not a left back, he's a right back. He just plays at left back because he's versatile. I don't get it. He's injured for starters. He's not even come back from his game when he's pulled his hamstring, and this was he felt a hamstring, and then it went. So it was a couple of weeks before it actually properly went. And a speed merchant like Riley, you really have to be careful with hamstring injuries. So I wouldn't like to see him rush back. I wouldn't like to see him mess this up in any sort of way by going out on loan, rushing to see what happens and all the rest of it. So no, I don't think this one's going to happen at all. I really don't think Joe Riley is going to be going out. Now, I can understand the reason that they would want him to go out, why they would want him for the end of the season, to finish the season and all the rest of it, but I don't see this happening at all. Right, let's have a look in the comments and see what you guys are saying. Someone I just think I mentioned there a second ago, what would happen if we lost Zlatan and Pogba to injury? And I think that's an interesting question. And you know what? Comments are going far too fast. I can't read it. I can't find it. I think you bring Marshall in for Zlatan, and there is other options in midfield. You mix it up and you mix it around. And ultimately, you're not going to be as good without Pogba, but you can get by. Depends how long he's out for. Any thoughts for Semedo in January? I don't think we're going to be going for a fullback in January, in all honesty, but we have been surprised before. Chris Smalling leaving. Now, there is talk of it. I'm not sure that I believe it, in all honesty. I really don't. Buyback price on Depay. We won't put a buyback in. The reason why Manchester United can't put buybacks in largely is United's wages that we pay to players, especially the likes of Memphis, are going to be so high that we are almost have to... A player's likely to be getting a pay cut when they leave United. So for us to try and insert a clause into that contract that we've got a buyback means that the buying club is now a less attractive proposition. So we sometimes have to fold either on the price or the circumstances of a transfer. And if you put a buyback clause in, that's limiting what Everton could get in the future for him. So they'll be like, no, we're paying 20 million, 25 million, whatever it is that they're going to pay. They'll be like, all right, well, if you want a buyback clause, we'll give you 15 million. It's not really worth it in the grand scheme of things. And a buyback clause would still be so high. It'd be 50, 60 million pound buyback clause. It's not worth it for us at the moment. It really isn't. Loan Memphis, he's not going to be going on loan. How many players going out and coming in? Coming in, I don't know. Going out, I don't know. Going in, I think we could get away with none, in all honesty. Who is the best replacement for Carrick? There's a long answer and probably several videos worth of answers for, and not just who's a direct replacement for him. Do you want a direct replacement for him? Can you go in other directions? There's lots of things that you could say about Michael Carrick. Where is James Wilson? Says Verdant. James Wilson has done his knee in. I think it's his knee. And it looks like he's probably going to be out for the whole season. He was on loan and he's had to come back. Zlatan 35, Pepe 33, not impossible. Okay, but you can't judge everybody by the same standard as Zlatan. It's not going to work like that, is it? Wayne Rooney is 31 and does not look in the same sort of shape as a 35-year-old Zlatan. Tony Cruz says Little Green Central. Yep, I agree. That's excellent shout, potentially, Tony Cruz. Harry Kane to United says Sahin Sams. Why? Why would you bring Harry Kane in? Is he as good as Marshall? Not really. Tony Cruz says Skylight. Yep. Carvalho to replace Carrick. Yep, there's quite a few people that think Carvalho could do it. Do we need fullbacks? No, I don't think we do. You got to give Luke Shaw the opportunity to come back from the injury. You don't just throw 30 million on someone and then be like, oh, it didn't work, move on. Saul Niguez, someone mentioned there. What about Rooney's future? There was talk in the summer, or before the summer, that Rooney was going to be going to China, and obviously that didn't happen. I don't know if there's any chance that he's going to be going this summer, or if it's going to happen in January. I'd be very surprised if he moves in January, to be honest, but I've been surprised before, so I wouldn't rule it out entirely. Get Kane on the set pieces. Spider-Man to United. Don't think that's going to happen. He's a fictional character. Rodriguez to replace Carrick. Not really. What about Fellaini, says Roger Chamberlain. Now, Fellaini was seen in Milan. I do think there's a very good chance that Fellaini will be moved on, in all honesty. There's not really been any sort of concrete rumours at the moment, so can't say for definite where he's going, but I do think there's a real chance that he's going to be going. I'd take any money for Darmian. Well, it might be another backup player. Someone mentioned Aubameyang. I'd love to see Aubameyang there, but I don't think we're going to be getting him if we've got any chance of getting Griezmann. You're going to have Griezmann, Marshall and Aubameyang, as well as Rashford. I don't think that's going to happen. Januzaj, someone mentioned. If you're going to just put a player and a question mark, please put more into it. I don't know what you want me to say about Januzaj. Give a full question. Don't just put a person's name and a question mark. I've seen loads of you doing it. I've seen Drinkwater, question mark. Alaba, question mark. What is the question? Ask me a question. Don't just put a player's name and a question mark. Reckon we'll see any of the youth players in the early stages of the FA Cup run? I don't think so, no. I think there's been a lot of rumours, actually, and I don't know where they come from. And I even asked some of the players, where are these rumours coming from? Is there any chance? And they don't have a clue. There's a couple of players that have trained with the first team, like Sean Goss and Tuanzebe, and a lot of people are just pulling rumours out their arse that they're going to be playing against Reading, but the players themselves don't have a clue, so I don't know where that's coming from. Memphis is unhappy. This was from Scarce. What was that? Memphis is unhappy and has told Jose that he's unhappy and he will never play in the United shirt again. Thoughts? Yep, I can believe that, in all honesty. I definitely can believe that. I do think that Memphis is on his way, and I do think Everton is the destination. Januzaj should come back. Not at the moment. Who's he going to play in front of? He's a very similar style of player in terms of the way he plays the game to Mkhitaryan, but just nowhere near as good. So why would you bring him back? Tuanzebe needs to be put in the first team. Tuanzebe needs a chance. And that's what he needs. Because if he gets a chance, he will show you how good he is. Who do I think can replace Carrick? It's not an easy answer. I'm not going to just give a one-player answer. Seems like Memphis, these are going far too fast. I can't read them. Can Carrasco be a good signing? Again, I don't think we need that sort of player. I don't think the answers to all of our problems lie in the transfer window, unless Jose Mourinho's got a very specific player that he wants to bring in. Rooney should leave, but give him some credit. He did more than CR7. Did he? CR7 won a Ballon d'Or when he was at Manchester United. Rooney's never won a Ballon d'Or when he's at United. So I don't know what you mean. He's done more than... He's been here longer. That's all he's been. He's getting enough credit, and he'll get the credit he deserves when he breaks the record, because breaking the record is a phenomenal achievement. Let's get Koke. He has the right mentality and is a fucking baller. I like Koke. I think he's an excellent footballer, definitely. Thoughts on Saul? I like Saul Niguez. I think he is the sort of player that Mourinho would like, but I also thought Schneiderlin was the sort of player that Mourinho would like. I don't see why he's not giving him much opportunity and he's just straight out the door with him. What was that question? That was a decent one, I think. Instead of buying overrated shit, we should promote our academy youngsters, says Moy. We should at least give them an opportunity. But what I wasn't happy with the Lindelof thing was, Lindelof, to me, when I've looked at him and when I've watched him, one-on-one, defensively, he doesn't look great. Yeah, he's got good feet, he's got good awareness, he's good on the ball, he's not bad in the air. But one-on-one, the fundamentals of actual defending, that was his worst aspect for me. And I thought, you've got the likes of Tuanzebe that are potential world-class future captains of England and stuff like that, and you're like, give the guy 10 minutes. Give the guy 10 minutes. They're not going to let you down. None of the youngsters that we played last year let us down, did we? From Fosu Mensah to Rashford to Riley to Borthwick Jackson, none of them let us down at all once. Play them, see what happens. You never know what's going to happen. Think there should be a mix of new signings and youngsters coming through? Yes. Why buy James when you've got Pereira? Why buy James full stop when you've got Mkhitaryan and you've got Mata? They're slightly different footballers in terms of style, but they're also very similar footballers in terms of where they play. So why would you bring in James when we're struggling to find a space for Mata in a starting 11 at the moment? It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Januzaj and Pereira, should they leave permanently? Don't lump them both in the same pile. No, I think one of them could probably go on and make it at United, and I think it's probably Pereira at this stage. Jose would have loved Matic at United. I agree on that one. Joel Pereira, I think Benfica are after him at the moment, but I think he's doing absolutely fantastic in the Portuguese league. Is it Portuguese? Is it Belenenses, isn't it? There's no point in keeping Fosu Mensah if we're not going to play him. I agree. Can't read the comments because they're going absolutely rapid. Do I think United should sell Ashley Young? Yes. I think Watford would be a decent destination for him. How about Berbatov? Despite what you've seen in the press, Berbatov will not be coming. Tahi Chong must choose between playing for Holland and his country, Caraco. I thought he's already playing for the Dutch team. I thought he was already playing for the Dutch team at different levels. Who's the best player in the ranks at the minute? In the youth team? But it depends on which team you're talking about. Do I think they should maybe change the formation, like put two striker up front? We're not going to, mate, I don't think, unfortunately. Memphis should stay. He's not going to. What are my views on Pereira? Does he have a future at United? Yeah, I mean, Pereira's 20, I think he might be, 20. He's still a young footballer. He's a hell of a talented footballer as well. It's doing him the world of good to go to somewhere like Granada where he can play week in, week out. And that's what I think you've got to do. At 19, 20, 21 years of age, you've got to get out on loan. You've got to go and get first team opportunities. If you're English and you don't want to go too low, the Championship is fine. The Championship's a tough league. And actually, quite a skillful league as well. And it's an excellent proving ground for 18, 19, 20-year-old talent that hopefully can one day go on and represent the country. The likes of Goss and Tuanzebe would thrive in that sort of environment. I think the under-23 league is rubbish, for want of a better word. It's absolutely rubbish. It's not competitive, and I think that's what you need, to be honest. What was that last one? Do you want to see us doing the January transfer window live like this every single morning at 8 o'clock? If you do, give it a nice big fat thumbs up. Please give it a share as well. And we might be doing this every single morning. We'll see what response gets in terms of the comments and the likes and the shares and the views. And if it's good, we will do it every single day. Thank you for watching. A quick roundup. We are looking potentially at Griezmann and Saul Niguez. Can't see both of those happening, but if they do happen, they're likely to be in the summer. I think they're just looking at the two release clauses of the players and going, yeah, that makes sense. Let's have it. Memphis, Danny Blind says that he needs to leave. Lindelof, Sky Sources says it's off, but A-Bowler says it's on. Pepe, they've just looked at him being out of contract and that he knows Mourinho and put two and two together and come up with us signing him. Joe Riley going out on loan according to the Express, forgetting that he's injured. And Jose Mourinho has said that no one is going out on loan, so I won't put too much credence into that. And Fellaini and Schneidlin and all the rest of them, I guess we'll have to talk about those tomorrow, won't we? Make sure you keep it locked to Full Time Devils throughout today for all the different news coming out for the team and everything. We'll be at the Olympic Stadium later, so make sure to tune in for us for the team reaction live. And then we'll be with you right throughout the game and after the game with all the fan camps and reviews and stuff like that. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like if you want to see more of this video. Laters.